Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the wild world of Supervive, and if you've played the game before, you'll notice things have changed quite a bit with the relaunch. But don't worry, at its core, it's still the same adrenaline-filled battle of hunters taking each other down. Whether you're a returning player or just getting started, understanding which hunters are dominating the meta is the key to staying alive and racking up wins. Now here's the thing. Every hunter has a role to play, from tanky frontliners to sneaky support types. But let's be real, not all hunters are created equal. Some just pop off way harder than others, either because their abilities are too strong right now or they synergize ridiculously well with almost any team comp. So in today's video, we're breaking down which hunters are absolutely crushing it and which ones, well, maybe need to sit this one out. Let's get into it. I'm quickly moving on to the video and I'm ranking hunters in Supervive. Before we start, if you enjoy these types of tier list videos, don't forget to like the video and subscribe. Enjoy watching.
My friends, only 0.1% of viewers subscribe. If you like this type of content, please do not forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you in advance for your support.
The hunters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Jhin, Eluna, and Eva. Let's be honest, this is the part of the video where we gently lower our voices, look the camera in the eye and say, look, someone had to be here. Welcome to the C tier, where the hunters aren't necessarily bad, they're just not it right now. Every one of these characters has a cooler, flashier cousin who shows up to the same party and steals all the attention. But hey, that doesn't mean we can't give them a proper moment in the spotlight. Let's start with Jhin, the moody martial artist of the fighter class. He hits like a truck, but unfortunately, he moves like one too. His style is all about slow, deliberate combos that deal heavy damage, perfect if your enemies have agreed in advance to stand still and not kite you. Jhin does have his moments in the Abyss maps though, especially near void zones, where his slam style finishes become surprisingly threatening. For players who enjoy punishing every misstep with a well-timed thwack, Jhin can be oddly satisfying. Just don't expect him to carry you through a meta that values speed and agility. Next up, we've got Eluna, the ever-dedicated protector. She's like the friend who always brings snacks to game night. Not flashy, but deeply appreciated when things get rough. Eluna excels at keeping her teammates alive with consistent healing and shielding. Her basic crowd control can buy you some time, but let's be real, she's not winning any awards for creativity. Even with some durability boosts from armory upgrades, she often struggles to keep up when fights turn into high-speed brawls. She's loyal, dependable, and just a tad too slow for today's meta madness. And then there's Eva, our chain-flinging chaos queen in the controller class. Eva is all about disruption, tether chains, summoned orbs, and that sweet chain lightning effect that makes you feel like you're doing a lot. Her skills even come with some cooldown reduction mechanics, which sounds great on paper. The catch? You need pixel-perfect targeting and a team that understands what the heck you're trying to do. In a coordinated setup, Eva can create serious mid-range pressure, but in chaotic ranked matches full of lone wolves, she's more cool concept than carry potential. To be fair, all three of these hunters have their niche. Jhin can still delete isolated targets with surgical precision. Eluna will never let your team's frontliner die without a fight. Eva brings zoning tools that can shut down enemy pushes, if used correctly. The problem is, in Supervive's current high-tempo, burst-heavy meta, there's just always someone who can do their job faster, flashier, or with a teleport dash. Still, it's not all doom and gloom in C-tier land. These hunters offer a kind of off-meta charm. They're the pick you lock in when you know the enemy team isn't ready for your weird strat. They're perfect for players who like to win their way, not just the best way. And let's be honest, there's something kinda cool about styling on someone with a character the tier list said not to play. So, salute to the C-tier gang. They may not be meta-defining, but they're memorable in their own right. Whether you're dunking fools as Jhin, bubble wrapping your team as Eluna, or weaving lightning chains as Eva, you're still out there making it work, and sometimes, that's even more fun. The hunters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Jewel, Void, Bebo, Krista, Saros, Shrike. Here we are, B tier, the land of not bad, not broken. It's where the hunters live who almost shine, but are just a few patches or one good synergy away from greatness. These characters are solid choices for those who don't want to follow the crowd but still want to feel like they're doing something right. They've got potential, if you've got the patience. So let's break down these mid-meta misfits and see who's worth your time and salt. Let's start with Jewel, the kinetic chaos queen of the fighter class. On paper, she's got it all: high mobility, a balanced damage spread, and a flashy ultimate that can turn a team fight on its head. Her dashes let her zip around the battlefield like she drank free energy drinks before the match started. Depending on how you build her armory, she can either burst enemies down or slowly whittle them away with relentless pressure. But, and it's a big but, if someone lands a solid stun or slows her down, she goes from race car to shopping cart real fast. Great for aggressive players, dangerous in the right hands, but not quite stable enough to climb higher. Next, we've got Void, and no, we're not talking about your soul after solo queue. Void is one of the most complex fighters in Supervive, but also one of the most rewarding, if you can handle him. His kit revolves around chained abilities, perfect timing, and a good dose of teamwork. With the right armory choices like Overgrowth, he becomes a combo machine with incredible initiation or escape options. Buffs have helped bring him back into relevance, but he's definitely not plug and play. If you want to flex your mechanical skills and feel like a combo ninja, Void is your guy. Just don't expect to get it right on day one. Moving on to Bebo, who is basically your friendly neighborhood bee summoning protector. Bebo is a great choice for beginners. He doesn't care about terrain. His little bees do most of the heavy lifting, and his shielding is simple but effective. He's like the starter Pokemon of Supervive, easy to pick up, safe to use, and you'll probably outgrow him eventually. His simplicity is both his strength and weakness. High-level players will find his lack of depth and vulnerability to burst damage frustrating. But hey, if you want to play support without stressing about positioning or perfect timing, Bebo's got your back and your bees. Then there's Krista, who brings the cold, both in theme and playstyle. She's a controller focused on ice-based crowd control. Think freezing enemies in choke points and slowing down enemy dives. Her zoning abilities can be a nightmare in narrow corridors, and she can really lock down a fight when positioned correctly. However, Krista suffers from what I call the show globe syndrome. Looks cool, but easy to shatter. Her low mobility and reliance on perfect timing mean that if you miss your setup or get rushed, she's basically frozen toast. Still, a satisfying pick for players who love locking down fights and punishing poor positioning. Say hello to Saros, the edgy controller who brings shadowy vibes and strategic zone control. His entire kit is built around a disruption, spawning shadow zones, applying debuffs, and messing with enemy coordination. Saros players need to think a few moves ahead, placing traps and abilities where enemies will be, not where they are. If you've got the brain power and patience, he can feel amazing. But his weaknesses are pretty clear. He's slow, very positioning dependent, and super easy to dive. In short, Saros is perfect for the 4D chess players out there who want to win with brains, not just brawn. Last but not least, we've got Shrike, the teleport-happy fighter who thrives in quick engagements. She's like if Nightcrawler from the X-Men picked up a sword and a bad attitude. Her kit is simple but effective. Dash in, deal damage, get out. Great for one-on-one duels or disrupting the backline. She's also one of the best entry points for new players who want to understand the rhythm of Supervive's faster playstyles. That said, her kit doesn't scale well against top-tier threats. Long-range poke, sustained pressure, and tight crowd control will shut her down before she gets the chance to be a hero. So there you have it, the B-tier bunch. These hunters aren't dominating the meta, but they're far from hopeless. If you're willing to adapt, learn, and lean into their strengths, they can absolutely shine in the right hands. They may not be the MVP every game, but they're the kind of picks that make you go, wait, that actually worked? And honestly, that's half the fun in a game like Supervive. The hunters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Myth, Felix, Celeste, Bishop, Brawl, and Zeph. Now we're cooking with Plasma. Welcome to A tier, the land of genuinely strong hunters who almost touch greatness. These characters are the reliable powerhouses, strong enough to carry games, flexible enough to adapt, and rewarding enough to feel satisfying every time you land that perfect combo or life-saving ult. They may not always steal the spotlight like S-tier picks, but trust me, with the right hands and a bit of confidence, A-tier hunters can absolutely dominate. Let's dive into the cream of the not quite top crop. First up is Myth, the trap queen, king of controllers. There's a bit of an identity crisis in the notes, but what Myth lacks in pronoun consistency, they make up for with top-tier zone control. Their entire game plan revolves around shaping the battlefield, whether you're locking down choke points or setting elaborate traps like a sci-fi Kevin McAllister. Myth excels when the enemy team lacks coordination, which, let's be honest, is like 70% of online matches. Their ultimate reinforces control in a huge way, and armory choices let you lean into either big burst or sustained denial. Just don't get flanked. Myth is deadly from a distance, but folds like origami when pressured by mobile enemies. Felix is your classic high-risk, high-reward fighter, aka the glass cannon with fire issues. Built to burn through tanks and healers, Felix is a melee menace who thrives on ignite damage and explosive combos. He's terrifying in the late game when scaled up, and smart armory builds can turn him into a frontline disintegrator. The catch? His early game is rougher than a level 1 jungle invade gone wrong. Ranged poke ruins his day, and bad positioning will send you back to respawn faster than you can say, misclick. But if you're confident in your rotations and have good timing, Felix can turn a losing game into a bonfire of glory. Let's cool things down with Celeste, the ice-themed controller who can single-handedly reshape a fight. Her strength lies in manipulating enemy movement with walls, slows, and all-around frosty zoning. She's perfect for players who enjoy a more methodical, control-the-field style of gameplay. If you love turning the battlefield into a slippery nightmare for your opponents, Celeste is your pick. That said, she's not built for chaotic brawls. Fast, aggressive characters can melt through her setup before she even gets her mittens on them. Play smart, position well, and you'll be the reason your team owns every objective. And then there's Bishop, the rocket-slinging fighter who's part initiator, part space control artist, and all fun. With decent mobility, solid burst, and an extremely friendly learning curve, Bishop is the kind of character you pick up once and suddenly realize you've been maining him for weeks. His melee improvements have made him even stronger in close-range duels, while his explosive zoning still holds up in team fights. Whether you're a beginner or a veteran who loves clean engages and easy escapes, Bishop is that reliable pick who always delivers. Brawl enters the chat with big "don't blink or you're dead" energy. He's a complex fighter built around flashy combos and high-risk burst potential. Brawl's kit demands mechanical precision. His dunk mechanic, in particular, rewards players who can master spacing and execute under pressure. He shines in chaos, especially when the enemy team is too disorganized to punish his aggressive playstyle. But crowd control and long-range poke will stop him dead in his tracks. Brawl is not for the faint of heart, but if you want the adrenaline rush of clutch duels and insta-kills, he's totally worth the effort. Now say hello to Zeph, the chill healer who does way more than just top up health bars. Zeph offers constant healing, movement boosts, and versatile armory builds that let him flex between passive support and aggressive enabling. He's one of the few protectors who can actually keep up with faster metas, especially when used to engage or disengage fights tactically. His Mark and Burst passive adds a sneaky bit of damage potential, turning him into a quiet carry in longer matches. If you love helping your team thrive while still getting the occasional surprise kill, Zeph's your guy. Back to Myth for a second, because yes, I'm still thinking about them. What really makes Myth stand out is how much they reward smart play. You don't need to be mechanically cracked to do well with Myth, but if you've got good map awareness and love setting traps like a sci-fi Home Alone villain, Myth will make you feel like a genius. There's nothing more satisfying than watching enemies walk directly into your kill zone and realizing you saw it coming 10 seconds ago. Felix, on the other hand, is not here for brain games. He's here to ignite, execute, and escape, but it's a dance. You mess up the rhythm, and you're toast. He's a pick that thrives on confidence and timing, the kind of character you use when you're in the mood to say, "Let me handle this," then immediately dive into 5 enemies with no backup. Risky? Absolutely. Fun? You better believe it. And while Celeste doesn't always get the love she deserves, she's a tactical player's dream. Blocking escapes, setting up ambushes, slowing down flankers, she's like playing chess while everyone else is spamming buttons. If you like playing the long game and making smart trades, Celeste is your icy ticket to top-tier influence. Bishop, despite being explosive, is strangely dependable. He's the hunter you can trust to perform no matter the comp. His flexibility and approachability make him a staple in any team, and the recent melee buffs just added icing to an already tasty cake. Don't sleep on him. Bishop is easy to learn, hard to counter. When it comes to Brawl, the learning curve is steep, but the rewards are oh so sweet. He's not just about pressing buttons, he's about making the right decision in a split-second window. And when you do, it's highlight reel material. Every dunk is a mic drop, every kill, a symphony of precision. If you're mechanically confident, Brawl is the ultimate ego pick. Finally, Zeph. He's not the flashiest, but that's kind of the point. Zeph is the glue that holds a team together, the unspoken MVP who quietly boosts, heals, and shifts the tide of battle without needing the spotlight. If you want to carry without ever shouting, "Look at me!" Zeph's steady hands and healing heart will take you far. These A-tier picks may not be flashy meta monsters, but in the right hands, they feel like S-tier.
Anywhere you go, anywhere you go.
The hunters in this tier are, in order from top left to bottom right, Oath, Ghost, Kingpin, Shiv, and Carbine. Ah, yes, S tier, the penthouse suite of the Supervive roster. This is where the legends live. These hunters aren't just good, they define the meta. If you see one of them across the map, you groan. If one's on your team, you smile. They're versatile, dangerous, and in the right hands, borderline unfair. Whether you like brute force, sneaky plays, or just straight up carrying solo queue games like a one-person army, S tier has something for you, so buckle up. We're about to break down the best of the best. Let's kick things off with Oath, the immovable object of the Protector class. If you like being the last one standing in a fight where your teammates have already rage quit, Oath is your guy. He soaks up damage like he's made of titanium and still finds time to throw out some surprisingly decent punches. His kit is built for disruption, shields, crowd control, and endless frontline pressure. He's especially effective in solo queue where team coordination is usually, well, let's just say inconsistent. The only real counter is getting outmaneuvered by speedy ranged enemies. But if your positioning is on point, Oath becomes the wall that no one wants to run into. Now, let's talk about Ghost, the king of smooth operators. He might not have the biggest numbers on screen, but Ghost never feels out of place. Close range, he's deadly. Mid-range, also deadly. Long range, you guessed it, still deadly. Ghost is all about flexibility. With his rifle and reset on kill mechanics, he thrives in chaotic skirmishes where you're darting in and out like some kind of stylish assassin. He doesn't hit quite as hard as other top tier fighters, but his consistency, repositioning, and ability to adapt make him the Swiss Army knife of the S tier crew. Then comes Kingpin, the big play initiator with a mean hook and even meaner burst damage. If you've ever wanted to be the person who starts the chaos and watches it unfold beautifully, Kingpin's your dream come true. Its ability to pull enemies or revive teammates creates wild momentum swings, and thanks to his synergy with the bungee and grapple relics, Kingpin is now zooming around the map like a wrestler on a trampoline. He's especially powerful in solo queue, where his self-reliant damage and initiation mean you don't have to beg your teammates to follow up. You make your own plays, and the scoreboard proves it. And then there's Shiv, the blade dancer of nightmares. Shiv's been S tier for a while, and she's not giving up her throne anytime soon. Her kit is a terrifying mix of burst damage, mobility, and passive healing that makes her almost impossible to pin down. She's the kind of character that dives into a fight, walks out alive, and leaves her enemies wondering what just happened. With her root ability and long claw relic, Shiv can secure kills up close or at range, giving her unmatched versatility. Her only real weakness is getting caught off guard, but good luck catching her in the first place. Enter Carbine, the precision-based controller who came into the meta like a sniper's bullet, fast, clean, and deadly. Carbine is a long-range menace who completely shuts down aggressive melee hunters. If you like playing keep away while controlling the map like a chessboard, this character is perfect. With his rifle, slow effects, and that glorious execution ultimate, Carbine brings consistent pressure to any lane or abyss zone. The drone cage ability adds even more utility, letting you zone, trap, and eliminate with clinical efficiency. Just don't let anyone get too close. He's a glass cannon, not a brawler. Back to Oath for a moment. His greatest strength might be how team independent he is. Unlike some tanks that need constant peeling or follow-up, Oath is like, nah, I got this. That makes him insanely useful in lower ranks or casual matches where support is a luxury. You want someone to anchor the front line and never break? You want Oath. Ghost, on the other hand, thrives in the fluid chaos of mid-fight adaptation. You don't have to make every play perfect, just keep your gun hot and your fingers fast. He's especially rewarding for players who love repositioning and hate getting stuck in predictable roles. Meanwhile, Kingpin just screams highlight reel. You land a hook, blow someone up, and your whole team suddenly has an advantage. You miss a hook? No big deal. You've still got damage and movement to stay relevant. He's flashy and forgiving. Shiv is just terrifying. If you give her any room to work, she'll clean up your entire team and hop away like nothing happened. Her passive healing isn't just good, it's infuriating for opponents who feel like they almost had her. Spoiler alert, you didn't. And finally, Carbine might be the most modern meta of the bunch. He rewards players with great aim, strong map awareness, and perfect positioning. If you like dominating fights before the enemy even reaches you, this guy delivers in spades. These are the hunters that shape the current meta, and if you're trying to climb, win, or just look good doing it, you can't go wrong with any of them. The video ends here. See you in another video. Don't forget to subscribe.